Okay, the problem with this car today is on this '09 Focus is it has a rattle in the front end over bumps, like a fast rattle, clunking. It's not a heavy clunk, it's a light rattle. And what it is in this particular car, which is the absolute most likely, is the swaybar, the actual ball end gets worn out into the nylon socket that's inside of here, and then it moves and it just travels through the bar, and then it travels up through here, all that vibration and noise, and it resonates. So it sounds a lot worse than it is, but you should still fix it. Your car may sound horrible, like a clunker going down the road, I guess you could say. And in all reality, it's a cheap fix, and you could easily do it yourself. And I'm going to show you how to do that and get your car sounding right again. Here we got the new links, which require new nuts because they're the shafts right here, the studs are a lot thicker, so they require the revised nuts. And I'll be posting those part numbers in the description down below. So let's get to it. Alright, in order to take the nut off that's on here when it's on the vehicle without the whole thing spinning, there is a flat on here, 17mm, and you can hold that and then use your impact on this side of your hand wrench, whatever. That hex in the middle, it's almost always corroded and it isn't really useful at all. Use the flat and you will have zero problems. Not all cars have this, but the Focuses and I believe the Escapes do, so it's nice. I'll show you how. Alright, so just take your wrench behind here, you'll find it, just like so. And once that's on there, you can use your impact or your hand wrench and it'll come right out. Give it a wipe down. Next we'll do this one. Same idea, 17mm open end. And then this one I gotta do by hand, just like you. There's much access back here for an impact. Works so well. It's important when you're putting a new one on for that not to spin in there and wear it out. It's nice to be able to hold it. Now these can be flip-flopped any way you want it. The way they go in though, do like that, and just like that. Now in order to make this bottom one easier to do, without it flopping so much, I tighten the top one first. Get some kind of rigidity here. It's a lot more rigid already, see? And this, when we're doing it by hand down here, won't be flopping around so much. Just be the fits. Find that flat, tighten it down. One thing I did forget to mention, it's best to do the links with the weight off the suspension here, so it's free floating. and both sides and the front off the ground. Alright, the torque spec on these is 46 foot-pounds. Same thing, hold the flat. Make sure it's tight. Torque both of them down. Repeat on the other side. You're going to want to change these in pairs, especially because they've changed the design. Unless you're really strapped for money, because the other side's going to fail eventually anyways. Soon thereafter this one. Because they should have the, approximately the same model. And that's all there is to it. Put your wheel back on. The lug nut torque on here is 100 foot-pounds. And that's it. It'd be amazing the difference when these are noisy and after you change them, how quiet and solid the car feels now. So it's definitely worth doing, especially for the cost of the links. And what I've found is that the Ford links are actually cheaper than, like, let's say Moog or something like that. These may be 23, the Moog may be 32. So it's a good idea to go with the Ford ones. One thing to note when you're putting the wheel back on is to hand tighten at least 3 to 5 threads, a couple turns like that, before you impact them or put a socket ratchet on there, because these will vibrate a little bit and they will come back and they will cross thread on you. So it's good to come on by hand. You do not want cross-threaded or any kind of fatigue on your wheel studs. From over-torquing or cross-threading, anything like that. It's too dangerous. Give them a snug before you drop the weight on the tire, and then when you get it on the ground, you can do a full torquing then at that point. Now, a quick tip is to turn the wheel to the right slightly before you put it down on it. That way, this side and the other side, when you torque them down, you won't be hitting or coming near the body of the car. It'll be just easier. Again, do a cross torque. Alright, I'll recheck them afterwards. Done.